I wanted to speak a little bit about the dilemma that empaths have with narcissists. So if you are an empathic person, and chances are, if you're listening to this, then you may well be. So if you are doing any kind of energy work, or you're interested in energy work and healing, it's really important to understand that this is a tough journey. This can be an extra challenging journey, and it can be a very frustrating journey, because often there are going to be narcissists around you. So there's a kind of classic energetic conundrum that happens between empaths and narcissists. They're drawn together in this kind of difficult, deadly dance, and can be very difficult to escape. I'm getting the image of kind of like a mongoose and a cobra, like together in this fight. That's often how difficult it is. And I've been in a couple of those relationships myself, and it depleted me of energy, depleted me of self-confidence, and it was super, super challenging. And when I was sort of like stuck in this situation, and I read about this psychologically understood relationship between empaths and narcissists, I thought, my goodness, here I am thinking that I'm spiritually developed, and I've actually made some progress and got somewhere, and I think I'm stuck in this this very cliched situation. So let me talk you through it and see if you recognize it. See if you've had this situation in your life in some way, and then I can give you some pointers as to how to guard yourself and how to get out of these situations. So what happens? Well, an empath, that's you, who is a loving, sensitive person who understands kind of naturally that it's good to heal and to help others, often can be fooled by people that are victimized. That's probably a good way to put it, and to live from a victim orientation. And often these relationships can be romantic, but not necessarily. They can be familial. I certainly had a similar situation with my mother for like pretty much her whole life. But I've had it in romantic situations as well. So what happens is that the empath wants to help the narcissist. And the narcissist is somebody with problems, difficulties. And the empath says, oh, let me help you because I love to help, and I really like you, and I really love you, and I'm going to really help you and be there for you. And the narcissist says, oh, that's great. I really need your help. And what's really happening is that the narcissist is vampiring energy from the sweet, loving empath. And this can be appropriate to help people for some time. But then what you notice is, well, this doesn't feel fair, doesn't feel in balance. I'm giving a lot of help and a lot of support, and this person is just staying the same. And if you try to pull away and say, oh, this isn't really in balance anymore, I need some space, I need some time, then the empath will start to gaslight you. Then the narcissist will start to gaslight you, and the narcissist will start to gaslight the empath. And gaslighting is basically when you blame the other person for the very thing that you're doing. So then the narcissist is like, you're the one, it's you doing this, and you're holding me back, and there's all this projection happening. And then the empath then says, oh, okay, well, I'm a spiritually responsible person, so I do want to look at if there's anything within me that might need some work. And even though I kind of feel that this isn't completely fair, I will look because I want to take responsibility. And also, as a healer, as a kind person, then maybe I just need to be more loving. Okay, I just need to be more loving. The narcissist says, yeah, that sounds about right. And then the empath then gives more energy, more support, more love. And the narcissist says, thank you, I'll have plenty of that. And narcissists are really good at finding weak spots, sensing the areas in which the empath is easily manipulated, can feel guilty, can feel bad about themselves. So they'll push those buttons. So they'll say, oh, you are not being caring enough. You're not giving me what I need. You're not a good husband. You're not a good wife. You're not a good daughter. You're not a good son. You're not a good sister. Whatever. They'll say this, and it will push the buttons of the narcissist, and the empath says, oh, ow, that is a weak spot, and gosh, that's really painful and seems a bit unfair, but maybe they're right. And then this cycle continues, and it's a very destructive cycle. Then the empath is giving more and more and more, saying, oh, well, really, this is all about love and light. That's the most important thing. So I'm going to try harder. I'm going to be a better version of myself. I'm going to give even more. And then the narcissist says, good, that's my plan. And they're suctioning, siphoning, vampiring energy. And when you're in this situation, it's really tough. It's really hard because the person that you're allowing to be this close, they've got, inside your defenses, inside your armor. So very challenging to actually understand that this is not good. This is not healthy. And yes, if you feel love for this person, that love is real, right? You can feel that you love this person a lot, but it's not a healthy relationship a lot of the time. So if you resonate with some of this, then you got to find a way to get some objectivity. Maybe it's good to talk to some friends or someone who's outside the situation and check in with them and say, hey, this is going on. What do you think? And a lot of the times, the only way to deal with this is actually just to completely pull yourself out of the relationship, because somebody who's a narcissist is not really willing to change. They may apologize if they're really confronted with the situation, but they're apologizing so that they can find a way to get the energy back again. So they're not really looking to change. And the empath finds it difficult to understand, oh, why doesn't someone really want to change? Because, spiritual growth and, this person that I'm dealing with, they're also spiritual, or they say they're spiritual. They're also spiritual. That's what the empath thinks. But they're not really interested in change. And it can take you could be in a relationship for a year, 2 years, 5 years, and you realize this person just, fundamentally hasn't changed. And this has cost me so much energy. It's very, very challenging, but it's something that a lot of empaths go through and have to find out the hard way, that they will attract narcissists to them until they say, no, this is not good. This is not serving me. This is not healthy. So if you recognize this dynamic in some way, and you fear that you might be in a relationship like this, then do whatever you can do to get objectivity, that you can see, talk to somebody that has like a neutral position and they can tell you. And then you've got to choose for yourself. You've really got to choose for yourself, because you are a good person. You are a kind, loving, good person. And unfortunately, the world that we are in is not all filled with empathic, beautiful beings. Like, look, it would be lovely if we were surrounded by other empaths who felt what you needed and they gave you what you needed, right? If you needed a bit of support, you didn't even have to ask for it, because there was another empath around that says, hey, just stepping in here because you need some support. But unfortunately, those that are waking up now, this time in our society, are going first. And they are the minority of spiritually awakening people. So it would be really nice if we were supported by a lot of empaths, but the reality is that we are, you are in a minority. You're waking up, you're becoming conscious, you're understanding the true nature of reality in yourself, and that being an empath is a good and wholesome thing. You're understanding that. It's also really important to understand that you don't have the support often that you deserve and need. So you're going to have to give it to yourself. So it's a kind of tough reality, waking up from the naivety that we just have to be spiritual and loving and that should be enough, because there are so many people that are going to take advantage of you. So you're a good person, you're a loving person, and you are on the right path with your empathic ability. Right? Don't be despondent. Don't give up. It's really important that you stand up for yourself and make sure that you fill your own cup first before giving to anybody else. And that this is part of the journey. If you're in a difficult relationship, if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, it's very common. Unfortunately, I've been in there a couple of times, more often than I would like to admit. And the only way out for me personally was, and this is me, right? I can't say that this is the right thing for you to do. You have to figure that out yourself. But I had to say no. I had to really cut ties with people, and even people that were really, really close to me. And often, if I look back, I realized the universe was trying to tell me this many, 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 many times, but I didn't want to see it. I couldn't see it. And it was only afterwards, when I had some perspective and distance emotionally, energetically from the situation, that I realized, oh my goodness, what was I doing? Man, Justin, what were you doing? But yeah, it's so much easier in hindsight, right? So this kind of situation gets the best of us, and it happens a lot. You can recognize it. You can get some space, get some help, and you're on the right path.